Hi folks, how are you doing? Today I'm gonna start a new series of videos in which I'm gonna analyze some of the games played by Philippine Grandmaster Wesley So. He just caught my attention because he's a very young and very talented player. I think he's gonna be very in the very elite in the very next years, and he'll be certainly one of the players to look after in some years. He's already broken the 2700 rating barrier, which is not bad at all. It is a very difficult achievement for most GMs. So this guy was born in 1993. He's from the Philippines, and well, he was at his time he was, for instance, one of the youngest, or maybe the youngest, to break the 2600 rating. He has won lots of tournaments around the world, and currently I think he's studying at the Webster University in United States, and well, has a scholarship based on his obvious chess talent. And he's a very strong player, very tactical, and really has a really very spectacular way of playing. So the first game I'm going to analyze from Wesley So is going to be a game he played in 2003. He played this game in the World Youth Chess Championship under 10, so he was around 8-9 years ago old here. He's going to be playing black in this game, and white player is some guy called Tim Pipan. Don't really know who he is. Probably didn't have a great career in chess, but anyway. E4, C5. We see So is playing the Sicilian. Knight F3, Knight C6, D4, C takes, Knight takes, E5. Well, Knight F6, Knight C3, now E5. The very aggressive and sharp Sveshnikov Sicilian. Knight B5, D6, Knight A3. Not really. I don't really understand that much this move. Doesn't seem that logical, but okay. It's a rare line in this Sveshnikov. More principled and much more common is to play Bishop G5, pinning the knight. Now all the defense, all this opening is about the D5 square. It is going to be more or less weak for black because black has a backward pawn here on D6, and white is pinning the knight on F6. The knight on C3 can jump on D5, putting more pressure, and white is going to recycle his other knight, probably going to control here some square also on the queen side, and black is going to try to compensate this with lots of activity with moves like F6, B5. After some captures here, he probably sometimes want to play bishop F5, pawn to F5, or bishop here to the king side. So this is a very sharp and double-edged position, and tons of theory here. And this is more or less the main position. Now black is threatening to fork both knights on b4, so knight d5, attacking on f6 with both pieces, bishop e7, and well, as I said, white will probably will put this pawn either on c3, on c4, recycle this knight to somewhere, and well, they're very double-edged and sharp and interesting positions. Anyway, all of this did not happen because after d6, white played knight a3. Really not that great looking move, I think, but anyway. Bishop e7 was played here, some logical moves, bishop e2, bishop e6, bishop e3, well, some developing moves, nothing strange. So castles, and white plays h4. Just trying to get an attack against black king, which is already castled, but I think it can't be good because white doesn't have all his development completed. His king is in the center. The knight on a3 doesn't look that great, and well, and also well, the most classical piece of advice you are given when you're learning to play chess is like, if your opponent attacks in the flank, and if you can, you might find counterattack in the center, trying to blow it open. So Wesley So here shows he knows the classic, he knows the basic rules, and counterattacks in the center. So d5, e takes, knight takes, knight takes, bishop takes. Now black has a very comfortable position. He's already attacking up the pawn on g2. He has the pawn on e5, which is giving him some space, and he's going to have lots of activity. The point is going to be that white is not going to have any kind of attack on the king side. This pawn is going to stand here looking very strange, and the problem is going to be that white is not going to castle. He's going to keep his king in the center, which is going to be very precisely punished by Wesley So. Now rook h2 was played at this point, defending the pawn on g2, and this is a little bit stubbornness, because well, probably it was better to just admit the mistake, go ahead and castle, and although you're losing the pawn on h4, try to hold anyway this game, a pawn down, and well, try not to get crushed, because well, black has already is already a pawn up and should have all the possibilities of winning this, although it probably is not lost yet. But white sticks to his guns and plays rook h2, putting the rook in a very strange situation. He's still in the h file trying to attack the king, but he's not going to have time anyway. Here queen a5 check was played, bishop d2, and now queen b6. The queen is excellently placed here, attacking the p2 pawn and controlling lots of squares, lots of diagonals, leading to the king. c4, attacking the bishop on d5. Bishop e4, the bishop is still very good piece. And knight b5. Not really sure what is white trying to do, just probably stop the attack on b2 and maybe chase black queen with with bishop e3 or something, but really doesn't seem to be that great. White's position seems very artificial and shouldn't be holdable. Bishop c5 already having a very direct and straight threat to take on f2 with a interesting check. And f3 is played here. Well, seems he's saving the pawn for the time being and attacks the bishop on e4, but this is leaving lots of holes in white's position. So here black plays bishop g1, and not only threatening the rook, but threatening a checkmate in one with queen f2. So white has to make room for his king, which is now which is probably regretting now to being in the center. His position is looking very miserable here. Queen b3 is played, and after, well, So went on to take on h2 the rook. Of course, it's a rook, and it can't be bad to take it. Probably there are lots of ways of winning already this. Queen f2 check must be already also very good, because after king d1, now rook d8 is pinning the bishop on d2. The rook on h2 is still under attack. The rook could go away, but rook takes d2, king takes d2, the other rook comes to the attack. Now the bishop on e2 is pinned. The bishop cannot go to d3. So I don't know, knight d6, and it seems it's going to be a checkmate very soon. As we see here, rook d1, and this is checkmate. This is the danger of leaving your king in the center, while the opponent can open the center and has a complete mobilization of his forces, a complete development. But anyway, taking on h2 can't be bad either. So takes here on h2 the rook. Now bishop e3, attacking the queen. The bishop is protected by the queen on b3. Now check once again, bishop d2, and here bishop g3 check. Now the king goes to d1 and rook a d8. We have the same pin as we saw in the previous variation, a little bit different position, but the sense of the position is the same. Point is that white king is very badly placed here, and the bishop now is under attack with these two pieces threatening checkmate in just one move. Knight c3 blocking the attack from the queen, but now the victory is really forced. Rook takes d2, a forcing combination. King takes d2, rook d8, king e3, and now queen c5, king takes e4, sacrificing a piece, but okay, this is not going to last much more, because after queen d4 check, king f5, and this is checkmate with the king on f5. Really short game, just 26 moves, in which So shows he has lots of talent. He has lots of ability to calculate and to evaluate positions very correctly, and to put into practice. One of the first advices, one of the first lessons everybody gets when he is training, when he's learning to play chess. Do not attack in the flank when the king is in the center and the center can be opened by the opponent. So in this World Youth Chess Championship under 10 in 2003, So scores this excellent victory, very short and very fast game, beating Team Pippen with black pieces. Hope you like the videos. Hope to see you in more videos, and thanks for watching.